Okay, so the second phase of this, all the 2D is done. These ridges right here are circles, but you can't tell right now, but these things are standing way up in the air, a few inches above this cylinder that's already been constructed. Okay, it tells us that these lengths, the length of these ridges is 0.665, and if you remember, I already positioned them right in the middle of the wall thickness, as you can see right there, of the ferrule itself. So all I need to do now is there's two things that need to happen. One, I need to get a a point to attach these things so that I can guarantee that they're in the center. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down and grab my construction layer, and I'm going to draw a line. I'm trying to figure out where this one. So I need to pick one of these locations and take a. In fact, the easiest way to do this would be basically what I need is a center line right around, say, going from like this quadrant down to this quadrant, so I can make sure that this, and that looks like it, so that this this thing right here stays put right in the center. So I can come back and do that. What I'm going to do though is just do an extrusion. I'm going to extrude all of these, and I'll just go 0.665, enter. And when I'm done with that, I'm going to go ahead and use a sphere, because they're not hard edges. These things are, they transition a little bit down at the end. So what I'm going to do is draw a sphere, and I'm going to say diameter 0.040. Now that sphere's diameter is the same as the diameter of these little extensions that I made. So if I look now on realistic, I've got this kind of shape happening. Okay, it's domed. It's like domed it over. So now I'll just go back to wireframe so it's a little easier to see, and I'll just copy these and cruise around, and I'll go drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it. And then maybe a little bit of a time saver is to grab all of them at one time. Grab all of these, and then just copy them and just use any base point that worked before and bring them straight down. And they're there, and that should work super. All right. And now the last thing to do will be just to move them down. So if I move these, and again, this is where we might need to think about a point on one side or the other. I suppose another way to do it is if I say 1, just do a little math and say, well, how much space do I have on either side? So if I say 1 minus 0.665, it's 0.335 divided by 2. Okay, so I should have 0.1675 inches of space on either side of this. So one easy way to do this would be to go ahead and go from the very bottom and draw the same size circle as I had before, and then move that circle up 0.1675. That would be the stopping point for the ridges down here, and now I can actually move them just move all of these like so, grab them, move them, and I'll say, okay, I'm going to move them from this spot, and I'm going to come down until they intersect that line right there. And if I now go ahead back to realistic, you can see that I've got my ridges in place and my ferrule's done. The only thing I would do when I was all said and done with this is I would do a couple of fillets. So I would do a fillet right here, say radius, and I don't know what I'll make this 0.025 maybe. I would probably fillet this outer edge and see how that looks. That looks really good. And then I might even fillet this a little bit smaller because we know that this distance is 0.030. So I'll go fillet, radius, 0.010 maybe. Try that. I'll try this. And that looks real good right there. So overall, I think I'm pretty happy with the construction of that. That line no longer needs to be there. And this is at the point where I would go ahead and just do a solid union to finish it. Grab that. Grab all of this, because there's really actually kind of a lot of parts in here now. So that's all done. It's all connected, solid union, and then this can fly right onto my hose. That's it. Ferrule done.